Kopi Luwak costs 50,000 in Jakarta. In New York, it's 500,000. 10 times more. Batik, 200,000 in Yogyakarta, 2 million in Paris. Speeches from Maluku, pennies at home, luxury in London. The difference isn't shipping. It's something far more insidious. Why does this happen? The answer lies in a simple trick of the mind. We assume that if something is expensive, it must be valuable. And if something is cheap, it must be inferior. This is not a rational calculation. It is a reflex. A bias that has been studied for over a century. And it is the reason why Indonesian products are priced so differently abroad. The product does not change. Only the perception does. Consider his. A bottle of Indonesian sambal costs 15,000 rupiah at a local market. In a supermarket in Amsterdam, the same bottle is labeled as exotic chili pasta and sells for 150,000. The ingredients are identical. The recipe is the same. But the packaging is different. The label is in Dutch. The bottle is smaller. And the price is 10 times higher. This is not an accident. It is a deliberate strategy. The psychological trap works like this. When we see a low price, our brain signals that the item is common or low quality. We undervalue it. But when the same item is placed in a foreign context with a high price, our brain flips. It signals prestige and rarity. We suddenly see it as desirable. This is why Indonesian products are often more respected abroad than at home. We have been conditioned to trust foreign brands more than our own. The numbers are staggering. A study found that Indonesian batik can be sold for up to 50 times its local price in European markets. Kopi Luwak can reach $100 per cup in exclusive cafes. And yet, the farmers who produce these goods often earn less than $2 a day. The gap between what they receive and what the product sells for is not due to cost. It is due to perception. And that perception is controlled by others. So the question is not why Indonesian products are expensive abroad. The question is why we let them be cheap at home. The answer is a dark psychological truth. We have been trained to see our own creations as lesser. We look outward for validation. And in doing so, we hand over the power to set prices to others. This is the price paradox. And it is costing us more than money. It is costing us our sense of worth. Imagine paying 5 times more for a bottle of wine simply because of a higher price tag. It sounds irrational, but it happens every day. This strange behavior was first documented in 1899 by economist Thorstein Veblen. He noticed that for certain luxury goods, demand actually rises as prices go up. This defied basic economics. Veblen called it conspicuous consumption. People buy expensive items not for their utility, but to signal status. The higher the price, the more desirable the product becomes. This is the Veblen effect in action. Veblen's theory was radical for its time. He argued that some goods are valued precisely because they are expensive. Think about designer handbags or luxury watches. Their high cost is part of their appeal. But Veblen's insight went deeper. He saw that this behavior is not about quality. It is about social comparison. We use expensive purchases to display wealth and taste. This creates a paradox. The more something costs, the more we want it. And the more we want it, the more we are willing to pay. Fast forward to the modern era. Researchers decided to test Veblen's idea in a controlled experiment. They took identical bottles of wine and labeled them with different prices. One bottle was marketed at $10, another at $90. Participants tasted both and rated the more expensive wine as significantly better. 80% of them preferred the $90 bottle. But here is the twist. The wine was actually the same. The only difference was the price tag. Our brains were followed by a number. We upload videos like this every day. Subscribe so you don't miss out. Easy. This experiment reveals a powerful cognitive bias. We automatically assume that higher price means higher quality. It is a mental shortcut that saves us time. But it also makes us vulnerable. Marketers know this. They use premium pricing to create an illusion of superiority. When we see a high price, our brain releases a small dose of dopamine. We anticipate a better experience. And because we expect it, we actually purchase it. The price becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The implications are huge for Indonesian products. Kopi Luwak, for example, is one of the most expensive coffees in the world. But in Indonesia, it is relatively affordable. When exported, its price skyrockets. Foreign consumers pay a premium because they associate high price with exotic luxury. But the same psychological trick works in reverse. Indonesians often undervalue their own products because they see low local prices. They assume cheaper means inferior. This is the dark side of the Veblen effect. So how do we break free from this illusion? Awareness is the first step. When you see a high price, ask yourself, am I paying for quality or for status? The wine experiment proves that our senses can be deceived. The same wine tastes better only because we think it costs more. By recognizing this bias, we can make smarter choices. We can appreciate the true value of products, regardless of their price tag. And we can stop letting numbers dictate our perception of worth. Your brain is a liar. It tells you that a $50 bottle of wine tastes better than a $10 one. But in blind tests, most people can tell the difference. This isn't a flaw in your taste buds. It's a flaw in your brain as wiring. A region called the ventromedial prefrontal cortex lights up when you see a high price tag. It assigns more value to expensive things, even when they are identical. This is the price-quality heuristic at work. And it's happening right now, inside your school, without your permission. Imagine holding two identical jars of honey. One costs $5. The other costs $50. Your brain doesn't see honey. It says status, quality, and truth. The expensive jar triggers a dopamine release in your reward system. You feel a small rush of pleasure just from the price. This is the Veblen effect in action. It's not rational. It's biological. Your ancestors needed shortcuts to decide what was safe or valuable. A high price signaled rarity and quality. Today, that same shortcut makes you pay more for the same thing. But here is the dark twist. This brain trick doesn't just affect wine or honey. It affects how you see your own country's products. When Indonesian batik is sold in a luxury boutique in Paris with a French label, your brain assigns it higher value. The same cloth, the same craftsmanship, but now it costs 10 times more. And you believe it's better. Why? Because your brain uses price as a proxy for quality. It's a mental shortcut that evolved for survival. But in the modern world, it's exploited by marketers who know exactly which buttons to push. The ventromedial prefrontal cortex doesn't work alone. It teams up with the insula, which processes disgust. When you see a cheap price, the insula may activate a subtle feeling of distrust. You think, this must be low quality. Meanwhile, a high price charms the insula and excites the reward center. This dual mechanism is powerful. It can override your objective judgment completely. You make note that two products are identical, but your brain still prefers the expensive one. It's a neural bias that costs you money every single day. Now consider this. If your brain can be tricked by a price tag, what else can it be tricked by? Packaging, branding, a foreign name. These are all choices that your brain uses to shortcut quality. And they are all manipulated. International brands know that Indonesian consumers associate foreign labels with higher status. So they take local products, repackage them, and sell them back at a premium. Your own brain becomes an accomplice in this deception. It tells you the foreign version is better, even when it's actually the same. So what can you do? Awareness is the first step. When you see a high price, pause. Ask yourself, is this really better, or is my brain just reacting to the number? The price-quality heuristic is automatic, but you can override it with conscious thought. Compare ingredients. Check origins. Do blind tests. Your brain is wired to be tricked, but you can rewire it. The next time you buy something, remember, the price tag is not a measure of quality. It's a measure of how well your brain has been manipulated. Imagine a simple jar of honey. In Indonesia, it costs around 50,000 rupiah. But after a quick trip to Singapore, it returns wearing a sleek labeled size premium wild honey from Sumatra. The price tag now reads 500,000 rupiah. This is not an accident. It is a carefully engineered psychological trap. International brands have mastered the art of taking what we own, dressing it up, and selling it back to us at 10 times the price. And the worst part, we gladly pay. The first trick is rebranding. A local batik cloth, handmade by artisans in Yogyakarta, sells for 200,000 rupiah. But when a European fashion house stamps its logo on it, the same cloth becomes a limited edition scarf worth 2 million rupiah. The fabric is identical. The craftsmanship is the same. Only the name has changed. And suddenly, our own heritage feels foreign and exclusive. We are conditioned to trust a foreign name more than our own. Next comes artificial scarcity. A brand might release only 100 bottles of Java Mountain Coffee per year. They claim it is handpicked by monks on a remote volcano. In reality, it is the same coffee beans sold at local markets for 40,000 rupiah per kilo. But by limiting supply and inventing a story, they trigger our fear of missing out. Our brain screams, rare equals valuable. So we pay 300,000 for a single bag. Premium packaging is the third weapon. A simple spice blend in a plastic pouch costs 15,000 rupiah. But put the same blend in a glass jar with a wooden lid. Add a story about ancient traditions, and the price jumps to 150,000. The packaging signals quality to our brain. We are not buying speeches. We are buying an experience, a story, a status symbol. And the brand knows that we will pay for the story, not product. But the most insidious tactic is selling our own goods back to us. A brand sources vanilla from Papua, ships it to France, processes it, and returns it as Madagascar Bourbon Vanilla in a fancy box. The price multiplies by 20. We buy it because we trust the foreign label more than the local one. This is the dark psychology of export manipulation. They exploit our own bias against ourselves. We become willing participants in our own exploitation. So what can we do? The first step is awareness. Every time you see a premium foreign brand, ask yourself, is this really better, or just better marketed? Look for the origin. Support local brands that are honest about their products. Break the cycle of paying for a story instead of substance. The power is in your wallet. Choose to see through the illusion. Because the moment you stop undervaluing your own, the manipulation loses its grip. Hi Kere. If you enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe. Wajah tersenyum dengan mata bahagia less chance. Subscribe now before we launch our new series. Gamebox terbuka.